when love just isn't enough. The question was, when do you give up on a relationship? This hit home for me because it was a tough lesson learned. A few years ago, I was in a relationship that felt like a whirlwind romance. I met Alex at a friend's party and we instantly clicked. We spent every waking moment together, dining out, hiking, binge-watching shows, you name it. At first, it was all sunshine and rainbows, but as time wore on, cracks began to show. Alex had this fiery passion for work, which I admired, but soon I noticed that their dedication was bordering on obsession. I'd sit at home waiting for them to come back from the office, often feeling like an afterthought. I remember one evening, we had planned a special dinner to celebrate our anniversary. I found myself sitting alone at our favorite restaurant, staring at the empty chair across from me. When Alex finally arrived, they were frazzled and barely acknowledged the occasion. I could see it in their eyes. Work was always the priority. Things escalated when I found out that Alex had been working late nights consistently, skipping out on our planned outings. I tried to be understanding at first, thinking it was just a phase, but it became a pattern and I started feeling lonely, even when they were physically present. I would ask them about taking time off, hoping for a weekend getaway or just some quality time together, but Alex always had an excuse. It got to the point where I felt like I was begging for their attention. Then, one weekend, I decided to throw a small surprise gathering for their birthday. I invited friends, planned games, and even baked their favorite cake. But when I told Alex about it, they responded with, "I can't, I have a big project due." That was the moment I felt my heart sink. I realized I was putting in so much effort, but my needs were continuously sidelined. It took me a while to come to terms with it, but I decided enough was enough. I had a long chat with Alex, expressing how I felt neglected and unappreciated. They listened, but I could tell they weren't fully hearing me. When I suggested we take a break, Alex panicked and said they couldn't handle it. That was the turning point. I realized that if I felt so alone in the relationship, then maybe it was time to walk away. The breakup was painful and it hurt to let go of the dreams we had built together, but it also felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I started focusing on myself, rediscovering hobbies I'd neglected, and spending time with friends. I learned that sometimes love just isn't enough if both partners aren't equally invested. In the months that followed, I found clarity. I realized I deserved someone who would prioritize our relationship as much as I did. It didn't happen overnight, but I eventually opened myself up to dating again, and it felt so liberating. So, when do you give up on a relationship? For me, it was when I recognized that my happiness was at stake, and I needed to value myself more than the relationship. I learned it's crucial to speak up and never settle for feeling like a second choice. What about you? Have you ever had to let go of a relationship? How did you know it was time? Share your thoughts below.